So, here we are, walking through the park, and just going to go on the grass. So I watched back over the recent meditation video and I started to think about, once you've given that a go and you've begun to program the scanning process into your mind and to integrate that into some form of practice, I thought it might be helpful to actually go through the process but without the guidance. So I'm just walking through the park just now. I'm going to find a spot and I'm going to just go into it, and I'm not going to talk. So I'll probably keep it to quite short. But what's going to happen is I'm going to find the spot, I'm going to sit down, or you could stand up. Standing up's fucking awesome as well. And in the last video I tuned into all 5 senses, but in this process I'm only going to choose 1 or 2 senses. So working with the 5 senses as a deliberate meditation is great, but on any given day you can decide maybe you just want to work with a specific sense that day. You could use intuition, or you could follow a system. Maybe each day of the week you could associate with a specific sense. That could be quite cool as well. There are loads of cycles like that and things you could really begin to tune into. So today I'm probably just going to tune into, I'm feeling like I'm going to tune into the smell and to the breath. So I'm going to use that. I'm going to use those 2 things together. I've been working quite a lot recently with tuning into my hearing, and I'm just feeling like I really want to get that kind of that summer air into my lungs and into my psyche and my consciousness. So on the body scanning meditation video, I deliberately came in at the top and I went kind of unilaterally, like one side at a time, and it was very specific, coming down one side on the front and up the other side on the back, and then the same on the next half of the body, down the front and up the back. But this time what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring the body together and start to show how, once you get good at the scanning process and once you've kind of made a little bit of a habit from it, you could come in at the top, and I like to use a ring method, so like a ring around my body, and I just come down and I scan the body as a unit. So I'll scan both arms at the same time, and then I'll scan the centre of the body as one unit, and then each leg I'll do at the same time, both legs at the same time. And for me this is really powerful, and it's quite fast, and it's kind of like the difference between, so the first one is like hand washing your car. It takes time and you go over every spot individually, but this here is more like maybe like a jet wash, where you're covering larger areas with ease, or it's easier. And then as you go on and as you integrate that kind of into your practice, it then turns into one of these automated car washes when you could literally just sit down and the program will do the work for you, and you kind of just observe it. But it is important to go through this process. It is important to go through the beginning stages and following it consciously, and create that mind and body connection, which is what it's really all about. It gives you the ability, when something's going on in your body, to pick it up before it gets to the point where you're at a drama, where you're at instability. It gives you that almost precognition to say, oh, something's going on here, what is that? And to tune into it before it becomes detrimental to your life. So I'm doing the old DPM park here, checking out some of the old graffiti, although it's updated fairly regularly. Such a cool place. Really unprofessional here, but hey ho, that's life. So, the meditation video, the second meditation video that this is going to be sliced into, basically was filming some words before the video, and it ended on the word detrimental, which I don't actually think is a good thing to end on that word. So I just wanted to clarify that, and also I wanted to hear we look at, let's put this bag down. I wanted to hear we look at the actual meditation video itself and just say a few words on that. So the word, when I was talking at the end of that, and I was saying how we could tune into things in our body before it gets detrimental to our health, actually made me think about the meditation video. So I'm definitely doing a bit of rambling today. Like, I wasn't intending on doing any speaking today or videos, but I just feel like I want to add this in, and I've got some other stuff I want to film later, which seems to be just coming up spontaneously. So yeah, so thinking about tuning into things and dealing with them before they're an issue, well, when it goes into the actual meditation part, I'll just talk a wee bit about the process, and then it goes into it, and the meditation's about 5 or 6 minutes long, and I'm just sitting there, like I didn't interact with the camera, I didn't do anything, it's just me sitting meditating. It's unlikely that you're going to want to watch that for 5 or 6 minutes, and I thought about putting it on at like ×5 speed or something like that, so you could just see that, like how the body moves or how the breathing moves, or just get a feel for it. But actually it's a beautiful day on that little clip, and there's the noise of the stream in the background and the birds are there and stuff like that. So what I thought was, I'll leave it like that, and through the prelude you'll get the instructions. Then you could actually just meditate along to it and use the sound as part of your process, you know. So yeah, that could be really cool actually, if you commit to the 5-minute meditation and thinking about tuning into things before they're detrimental. If you're watching on YouTube, then be sure to take autoplay off, because at the end of the 5 minutes you might just want to continue to sit there for another 5 or 10 or 15 or however long you want to sit there for, and you might by that point be quite deep into meditation, and if autoplay's on, one of my other videos might pop up and I'm like going heavy ranting about some crazy stuff, or some other random thing that's completely unconnected, or even worse, an advert might pop up and just interfere with your meditation, which is cool as well, because by this point you'll be meditated and you'll just switch it off and you could potentially go back into your meditation. But I think it might be cool to put your autoplay off and see how deep you could go into the process. Yeah, enjoy the video and I'll see you on the other side. Okay, so I've just sat down. I've done no meditation at all today, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through the meditation sequence or process, the body scanning process, and I'm not going to talk about it. So what I spoke about previously is that I'm going to adapt the scan, I'm going to develop the scan, I'm going to move it into a new phase. So previously I had coming in, scanning one side of the body, another side of the body, one arm up, down, body, legs, like this, you know. And today what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with the breath, I'm going to come into the lungs with the breath, following it in and out for a couple of breaths. Then I'm going to come above the head as a ring, and I'm going to scan the body like this. I'm going to scan down the body to the floor, and then I'm going to go back up the body. And I'm going to do that a couple of times. So rather than pinpointing areas like with a finger, like this, I'm going to scan, and as it moves over an area, if anywhere on that ring it kind of flags the psychological resistance feedback mechanism, I'm just going to hold it there, and then I'm going to continue to scan. And the idea is that I want to get to the point where I can scan up and down and there's no resistance. So usually for me this happens anywhere between 3 and 5 up and down scans, you know, like sweeps. So here we go.